Welcome to Auntie Kay's Tarot, your favorite radical queer indigenous auntie, bringing you tarot every day. Hello everyone, and welcome to Auntie Kay's Tarot. We are going to do a pick a pile reading to help you have something to move through your week, wherever you might be. It's crazy. There's a genocide going on, and instead of doing something effectively about it, the world is doing crazy shit everywhere else. Also, where I live, the provincial government of Ontario has passed a bill that will steamroll Indigenous rights for the purpose of mining what they call the Ring of Fire, the Ontario Ring of Fire, which is Indigenous land. And whenever they're asked how they're going to work with Indigenous communities that don't want this, they talk about the things they do to help promote wanting it. The things they will do to help people who do want it. If you do want it, you'll get roads. And this is a big thing. The North has no roads. And when white people don't have roads, they get built. When brown people don't have roads, they're like, only if you let us have more of your land and destroy it. Green capitalism in Canada apparently looks like writing a book about green capitalism when it is financially profitable to do so, and when it's financially profitable to build pipelines. You pass C2 to steamroll Indigenous rights and build pipelines. And also energy data banks and the Ring of Fire. And you pass sweeping legislation that allows Canada Post to read and inspect everyone's mail without the police having a proper warrant. And all data must be handed over to the government if they want it without a proper warrant. Meanwhile, in the U.S., and it is, we will fight against the U.S. when it's politically advantageous to get elected, and then we will kiss their ass, apparently, because democracy is not about what you voted for. It's about white majority rules, and once white majority votes in, strong white men, they rule over you too. And if you want to know how bad that can possibly look, you can look to the U.S. Folks, U.S., Canada, if you're a settler here or in Palestine, all this idiocy happening in the world around you by your government, that's your karma. It's what you deserve. If you're a settler in a settler country and you're like, why is my government not listening to me and doing all this horrible shit? It's karma for not listening to the people whose land you stole and doing all this horrible shit to us. It's karma. That said, I would like us to find the best ways to be decent humans to each other now, and see what the cards recommend we each do with our lives in late stage settler colonial capitalism, because it is all tied together. This is the result. I'm growing fishes. Growing is not the right word. I mean, they breed and stuff. I'm fishes, and sometimes I ask myself, does this make sense when everything's falling apart? I don't know, but we will turn around the camera and get advice for each of us. All right, so these are going to be the 3 readings today: the Star Wars Tarot, Aztec Tarot, and Lenormand deck. All right, and let us start and see what we got. And we are starting with the Star Wars Tarot. It's been quite a bit of time between when I started this video and turned it off to turn around the camera. And when I thought I was just going to be turning around the camera, but kids came in, my son and friends, and so this got put away for a little bit later. So the world is crazy out there. And what do the cards have to say to us about all of that? Sorry. All right. The Hierophant and the Tower. The dark side and the light side. The Tower is the fall of the Hierophant. The fall of the systems and the structures that you're relying on and you've believed in and you really thought were going to make some big, amazing difference. You voted and did your part, and now you're standing on the higher ground saying, no, I'm going to save you. Don't. Revolution's important. But if your plan isn't revolution, then don't have a revolution that is just like a reset. That's not a revolution. Don't keep trying to save the system that is falling down. Don't keep trying to save the system. Help it come crashing down. That is what would move you onto the light side of things. And I get that you feel incredibly trapped, and like you don't have any real choices. And here's the cold hard truth. If you can rise above and bring this up here, because in some ways they're tied. 16 is higher than 7, but 6 and 1 is also 7. If you can rise to the top above it and actually help to fight off the system, fine. But if you are feeling this, then just support the people who are going to bring it down. Yes, not everybody is in a position to be arrested, and not everyone is in a position to risk their freedom or anything else, but it is at risk. Like your those things are at risk. There's very little agreement that they exist if you're sitting in the States, and they're definitely being eroded here in Canada. So they're already being eroded. You're right. You don't have a good choice. So your choice is to either support the people making the difficult choice or to make the difficult choice. But it is not to say, I can't do the difficult choice, so it's the wrong choice because I'm too trapped to allow it to happen. If you're too trapped, then support these people to allow this to happen. And yeah, when the system comes crashing down, there's no good options. It's not going to feel good. It's going to, you want to protect the well-being of my family depends on the system. False. Or it did, but that system is falling apart. Sorry. It's because it can't work. It doesn't work. That's why it collapses every time someone tries to make something similar to it. All right. So, Star Wars. For those of you who are like, am I a rebel? I think I'm a rebel. Maybe I'm a rebel. And I'm here to say some of you are rebels, but some of you are not. And if you're not, get out of the way and support the rebels. Don't stand in the way. Don't be that one who's like, no, we should all stay home because I want to stay home. Okay. 9. Oh, the Fool. And the Ace. So, you're not on the dark side. It would be hard to get lower than a 0. But opportunity is nothing more than an opportunity. You're a long way from opportunity to happiness and fulfillment. And it's going to take work. It's going to take failures. Opportunity isn't something Spirit's gone and put out there for you. Opportunity is something you have to go find. You have to make. Ace of Coins, it can represent marriage as well as other contracts, right? But let's use marriage as a metaphor. Like, just because it's possible for you and someone else to end up married doesn't mean it will happen if you don't find the guts to ask them out on a date, if you don't find the guts to talk to them, if you don't, improve some of your relationship behaviors so that you can keep that relationship. There's a lot of work to do along the way. In the expectation that the opportunity is going to give you fulfillment, this is why you're so close to the dark side. It is too small for you to be focused on the outcome at this time. Focus back where you are. Instead of focusing on how you are going to reach the top, be on the light side, be all enlightened and other garbage like that, be all enlightened and find like all these, the journey is missing. This 1 to 9, there is an entire journey missing. And you need to focus on that journey to get where you're going. And the Fool's not going to get you there. The Fool is going in the wrong direction. You need a plan. Opportunity, even when opportunity does come from Spirit, it doesn't mean there's nothing for you to do. There is still work to be done. So, yay, you have an opportunity to work towards what you want. But you have to do something with that. You have to work it. And that is what I'm feeling coming out here. There are choices you are going to have to make about how you are working towards that goal with that opportunity in your hand. And stop procrastinating. And instead of focusing on the shiniest outcome, be really practical about what you choose if you want to have this journey be successful. All right, we are using a Lenormand and 11, 13, 25. Somebody has been looking for a job and it is coming in. The news about it is coming in. New work opportunities are coming in. If you've been applying for jobs it is coming. Absolutely. If this were a relationship reading, finding a new relationship is beneficial, and leaving the old one behind brings you on the light side of things, and communication would go successfully. So, the 25, the ring, which is opportunity. It's not just marriage, but I did feel this is feeling like a work reading to me. That's what my instinct is. But for those of you who want the love reading, leaving the old behind for the new is successful. Go out and communicate. For those of you who applied for a job, and you're wondering about that, yes, absolutely. This is looking good for that. If you had an interview, great. It's gone well. If you haven't had it, you are going to do good communication. Be your individual self. There's been too much repetitive, the same thing. You'll need to stand out, be bright and shiny. It is yours. With communication on the line, cover with communication on the line as a shadow card. Cover all forms of communication. We all know we communicate with our words, especially in a job interview. But you are also communicating with your clothes, your appearance. You're aware of that. Your body language, the tone of your voice. Pay attention to all the ways you are communicating in order to nail it. All right. Those are the readings. Some of you are looking for new jobs, and the answer is yes. And some of you are heavily focused on your opportunities and where they might take you. But what you need to do is focus on how are you going to get there. And some of you are worried about the systems and structures falling down. So you either need to rise to the occasion, or, to help bring it all the way down, let it come all the way down. Or you need to get out of the way and support those who can. Those are the readings for today in this crazy world. See you all later, folks. Thank you, everybody, for joining me today. And it really was today. This started earlier in the day, wrapped up later on in the day. Find what you can to help you feel good and emotionally sound in this world. Find readings that are helpful for you. And sometimes a reading gives you advice you don't want or you don't like. That's okay. But it shouldn't leave you feeling like afraid. It might leave you feeling sad. Not be the news you want, but it shouldn't leave you feeling afraid. And I think that's what I want to say as I did this pick a pile, and that's because I had a client who did a YouTube reading and then called me afraid. And when we do readings like this that aren't personal, it's harder to finish and complete and give you everything you need, to give you everything you need. And it really made me cognizant of that, and gave me something to think about. Anyhow, find some ways to relax, to feel good and renewed spiritually, for me, it's daily practice, and it's family, and it's something relaxing that isn't screens. And it also feels weird because I'm like, this is something that kind of costs money, much like collecting tarot decks. And yeah, the whole world's going, to be very different in the coming years and decades. What am I doing when I don't even know how things are going to look? I don't know. But I know that I need to do things that make me feel connected to a real, tangible world. And I hope there are things that can help you find that too. All right. Talk to y'all later, folks. I didn't even give you guys a fish update, and I feel like I should. All right. So there are some new additional platy fish going on in here that I got with my birthday money, as well as a new plant, an Amazon sword. A plant that had lost everything but a root ball and was floating up here for a time grew some new leaves, and it's now right down here. This is growing some new leaves. I planted calla lilies in the tank, and I hope I put up a picture on here because I also have a new bud growing in the calla lilies. It was always a plan to add more platy fish. And because I'd been reading, you can keep them in small numbers, but then I read lots of people who were saying they really do better in larger numbers. And I was having issues with aggression, and larger numbers solved it, and Admiral Akbar is back in the aquarium. Not only is he back in the aquarium, he's been mating. The lead on this. The other male in the aquarium is the white fish with the black dots. It's got a lovely red smile and blue eyes. This is Anakin, the new Anakin. Anakin has been following around Admiral Akbar, who's this apple platy, the white and red with black fins. And the Admiral's been the main one mating with the other fish. So Padme has gone back into her cave here after the Admiral mated with her. I have that on video. The other female fish are mostly somewhat between trying to get the boys' attention and trying to run away from them. Anakin has run Shin Hati, the black and yellow platy, into a corner. She was the bully, and she's no longer dominant. I remember she bullied Ahsoka to prove that she was in charge, and now Anakin has bullied Shin Hati, even though the Admiral appears to be the alpha male. You can't tell right now, it is evening, but the baby fry are all up and about. I should put up some video from today instead of this video footage here, as the lights are soon to be turned down. But everybody was out and about today. The Corys, the Platies, and the Platy fry. And so the tank is really coming along, and I'm quite excited about that. The guppy tank has 2 new guppies as well and is also doing really well. This is the top of the tank. The duckweed's doing fine, although the frog bits largely died back. But all the babies it was producing are going. I threw calla lilies in here and spider plants, which are doing well. I have it doesn't look as well today. That this little leaf doesn't look as well today. I thought there was another. Anyhow, so spider plants and this little leaf. There's a bit of lily in here. It's not doing as well, and it looks really watered out, bleached out in its color compared to like the lily here, which new bud. This didn't exist, and then it was all green, and now it is pink, and that is very exciting. And they're submerged with free going roots. Oh, this fell down. I was like, is that the leaf I was looking at? This is the leaf I was looking at. This is a this is a pathos that is grown in the water completely grown in the water. And I keep picking it out, trying to get it to grow on top. I should maybe just let it grow from the water up. I don't know. But it was a piece of broken root with nothing left on it, and it has this leaf that is grown underwater, and yeah, some of the baby frog bit daughters. So as much as it was like heartbreaking to have this die off with a frog bit, I am waiting for it to also grow back, and I've got more fertilizer. I ran out of fertilizer and it was very unhappy.